My name is Paul Dunlap, and I'm the owner of the Bay Theater. I have several partners that the three of us put together to buy the property and restore it back to its grandeur of the 1940s. When I first started in real estate, I was 21, and I sat in an office and looked out of my window was right here, and if I looked right across the street, the Fox Theater in Fullerton was there. And at the time, it was a dance studio. But I always thought, how neat would it be to restore that building back to being a theater? It was a vaudeville theater back in the day. Tried to buy it numerous times, unsuccessfully. But they say what you see every day, you begin to covet. And I think kind of that's what put the seed in my head about owning a theater, was seeing that theater every day and romancing how neat it would be to own something like that. When it was built in 1944, 45, it was originally the Beach Theater. And a guy had built it. If you look in I think on our Facebook page, I have the old pictures, and there's no marquee. There's just a relief up above that says Beach. Mm-hmm. And he ran it. He thought after World War II, all the Navy people would be coming to the movies and everything else. And he owned it for only a year, and then he sold it to Fox. Fox changed the whole motif. They added the marquee. Mm-hmm. They came in and changed the whole motif on it and everything. And then, so since it was known primarily as the Fox to everyone, that's the motif I chose to restore. When we bought the property, we came in, everything was brown, either light brown or dark brown. And it had been remodeled in the 1970s from its original form. So I was able to, through research, to discover that the drinking fountain had been here since the 1940s and had been painted. So we stripped it, restored it, and realized underneath what the real color motif for the theater was back in the 40s. So we took that and then expanded upon it throughout the theater. One of the other original details that we discovered was the wall sconces, the brass wall sconces. They're brass and nickel. And originally when we bought it, I thought they would have been installed in the 70s, as that was really popular in the 70s. But through my research again, I realized that they were part of the Fox Theaters West motif back in 1946. Excuse me. And so we went ahead and had them restored. When we got here, the theater was kind of like picture a shoebox, if you will, with straight lines. The rows were straight, but these rows were straight as well. And there were like 4 seats on that wall, 4 seats on this wall, and everything was straight in between. And it held 700 people. The screen was actually back on that back wall, so you could go, much further forward. We wanted to do live performances, and so I wanted to put in a stage. So the screen now comes down right where those red curtains are, and you can see that's the whole stage behind them. Inside those boxes, around the perimeter, you wouldn't see it then, and you won't see it now. Back in the day, there was a red neon. And so they would turn on the neon, and it would illuminate those boxes with this red hue. We've replaced the neon with a neon look-alike LED, which is really nice because now you may have seen online, now we can project different colors in the room, and it really creates a whole different feel. I love the carpet. It was really hard to find, and then once I found it, it went with you see the similarities in the carpet and the wall sconces, the design. So I thought that's perfect. And then what was really nice about it, I was able to go in and choose the colors to go where on the design of the carpet. So I was really happy how that turned out. I thought it tied everything together really well and looks really nice. When I first visited the theater with the agents who wanted to sell it to me, I got here and walked in and realized I'd been here before. In 1974, a friend of mine lived here in Seal Beach, and I came to visit him. We came here and we watched the movie Endless Summer. And coincidentally, it's its 50th anniversary this year. And so we hope to screen it for its 50th anniversary, and perhaps some of the filmmakers and stars of the movie come and talk about what that event was like for them. So recognizing when I walked in, I thought, oh my gosh, I know this place. Steven Spielberg went to Cal State Long Beach. And if you read in his bio, he says his favorite movie house while he was going to school was coming down to the Bay Theater. And so one of the goals we have, hopefully, who knows, is to have a Steven Spielberg Film Festival and invite him to come and participate in some respect. I think that is one thing we're really going to look to focus on, is creating film events. not just a static, you come in, watch a movie. We can all do that at home. It does look better on a big screen. But in addition to that film, have somebody involved with it come and make it a little more interesting, a little more interactive with the audience to create an event. I like history, and I like preserving old buildings. I think old buildings have a story to tell, that if we tear them all down and rebuild it, I think it lessens the fabric of the neighborhood. It's less interesting. I mean, if you go and you see every building was built in 1990, you're just, depending on the architect, might be neat, but it doesn't have any reference to history. And I think history is what kind of binds us all together. And so preserving that, I think, is important. Seal Beach hasn't changed. And this was the last property on those 3 blocks that needed to be restored to kind of preserve the whole look of Seal Beach from, really 1940s and 50s on, which makes it, I think, really unique for all of California. There's not many beach towns you can go to that have been that well preserved. I'm just hoping to bring a really nice cultural element to the community that doesn't exist now. I'm selfish. I'm looking forward to both screening and producing events here that I personally would enjoy. And so it'll give me a kind of like my own museum to curate. And I'm looking forward to that.